Here's the truth, guys. My 4 best performing stocks that I bought are going to completely shock you. Seriously, when I looked this up, I had no idea what had happened, and the names that I thought would be there were not there at all, and instead these names were here. Some of these stocks were vilified just a little while ago, but are now sitting on massive gains. So let's talk about my 4 top performing stocks and see, is there more upside to these stocks, and what is my plan with each one as we move forward. Just make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth without the hype. Now guys, I'm leaving out stocks like Meta that are up 425% since my last buy, or DraftKings that's up 265% or so since my last buy, because those happened more than a year ago and that's not really relevant to now. Instead, let's focus on recent buys that we've made that are up huge, so that way you guys kind of know what I'm talking about here. And I'm telling you, it's not what you think at all. These I'm just telling you guys right now, it's a little bit shocking, some of them. So stock number 1 is Disney. The last buy for me was at $79 and some change just a few months ago, and it's already up 38% in just a very short period of time. I told you guys, it's kind of shocking. This is a boring dividend play, but yet here we are with massive gains already in a very short period of time. And more importantly, they have not made all the big, massive business changes that they need to make in order to push this valuation further, in order to get more out of the share price. So in terms of, does it have more upside? I'm not sure how much more it actually has from here because the run's been so great so fast. However, they are making big changes. And if some of those big changes bring a lot of big bottom line profits to the company, that absolutely could push the share price even higher. Now, not back to all-time highs or anything else like that. I don't think we're quite there yet. There's too many business problems, but it could very well do that. But again, I'll give you guys a little bit of caution there because there are business problems with Disney that they have not solved yet. I understand all the other nonsense around Disney and what they are and aren't doing and all that good stuff like that. I try not to get involved in that stuff too much. I'm talking about the business itself. It's not like the business is humming right along. It's doing good. They turned around some things, but there's still a long way to go with this stock. So for me, the upside is going to be limited until we have more clarity on those changes that they're going to make. So stock number 2 is Target. My last buy on this stock was $107 and some change. Again, just a few months ago, and we are up 61% so far on those buys for a boring old dividend stock, guys. Target is a beast. It's a behemoth, and it got caught up in its own little mess right there. Again, I'm not going to get into that sort of stuff like that. I didn't care. I saw opportunity. No, it was not going to die or anything else like that. It was just a business that had a rough couple of quarters there. They've clearly recovered from that. And of course, in typical Wall Street fashion, they beat it down well below fair value. And I'm left doing the same thing I always say is, oh man, I wish I would have bought more. But I'm definitely glad I snapped up those shares because, man, it ran shortly after that dip because of all the controversy and everything else in the rough couple of quarters. And man, it's just been running since then. And yeah, I do think there's more upside there, especially if the Fed cuts at the tail end of the year here. I do think there's more upside. Now, a lot of upside? No, absolutely not. You're not going to double up your money over the next year or anything crazy like that. Again, think of it kind of like a slow beast, kind of like a Walmart or something like that. You're not going to get a massive upside. That's part of what that dip buying opportunity was that opportunity to grab it at those super cheap prices. But if they continue to execute, and as long as we don't have a recession come out of nowhere or anything else like that, Target should be just fine, and we should see incremental increases up into the future. Stock number 3 is Amazon. My last buy was $99, basically last spring, summertime or so, and it's up 75% from that time. Now remember, Amazon finally got their cost under control. They finally kind of recovered from the overexpansion kind of post-shutdown where they way overexpanded. They admitted that in their earnings calls. Hey, we made some mistakes. We've got to work through them. It took them about 2 years to work through them all, maybe a little bit further, 2.5 or so, for them to work through them all. But now they are clicking on all cylinders. Obviously, AWS has continued to grow like gangbusters. But more importantly, when you work through problems of an overexpansion like that, it means you have a lot of room for EPS growth and expansion once you kind of get that solved and you get on the other side of this. And we are just now on the other side of this. So for me, Amazon has a lot to run, especially if we start seeing big, massive EPS numbers at the end of this year, especially if they're busting through those estimates that are out there. Wall Street's going to get behind this stock once again, and this is kind of what Amazon does. It kind of flatlines for a few years, and then it goes on a big, massive run-up, kind of hits its next leg before it flatlines again. And right now, we are in the middle of one of those big run-ups after kind of a flatline time period post-shutdown there. So I do think there's more room to run here with Amazon. I'm a very excited shareholder, and obviously I'm very happy to be up that much on that stock in under a year. Just a great return overall. And on to the last stock here that's just up massive, which you could have seen all these buys in real time if you were a part of our group, which the sale is going on right now where you get free coaching. You get access to the brand new stock course completely for free. You can take 4 other courses for free. Slide into my DMs, jump on our live Q&As. Guys, there is so much going on with the group. We have so much more coming to the group. More importantly, you don't want to miss out on any of it. And of course, you want to take advantage of the sale to get that cheaper price for the group. So make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and see if a membership's right for you before the sale expires. All right, and number 4 is Palantir. My last buy of this stock was $7.91 at that very last dip that we got after they turned profitable and Wall Street ran it up, and then just dumped it one last time before it's basically been on the rocket ship back up. And we are up 244% in just under a year. So congratulations to all you guys that not only were buying all the previous dips, maybe some of you guys were all over that, maybe some of you guys weren't, but I know our group, when we got that last gift there, we were so excited. Everybody was snapping up shares right and left all over the place because we knew that's just Wall Street being dumb. This thing's getting ready to take off with everything else going on. And we were very, very glad that we bought shares. But is there more upside with this stock? And the answer to that, honestly, is a lot trickier than you think it is. So for me, long term, there is a lot of upside to this stock. I'm not going to argue that. I think it is one of those great stocks that's going to be around for a very long time, be a mega cap one day, be up there in that top 10 stocks. I absolutely believe that. However, in the short term, in terms of what we're looking at right now, basically, the rest of this year, we'll say, according to my estimates, now again, I'm super conservative and I understand that, but we are already at what I thought we were going to get for the entire year of 2024. We've already gotten that here in the first 3 months and it's continuing to roll. So for me, it is absolutely trading rich. But as we have seen over and over and over again, that does not mean that there's not more upside in the short term for the stock. When Wall Street gets behind a stock and a lot of folks are buying in, and obviously you have a period right now where everything AI is just hot in general, there's absolutely room for more upside, but you have to understand that we could very well be in whenever that corrects itself. It'll correct itself at some time. I have no idea if it's now, next month, end of the year, next year. Who freaking knows? Nobody knows. Anybody out there telling you with all their pretty charts and graphs and all that sort of stuff, they're just guessing, guys. I'm not out here to try to give you guys a guess. I'm here to tell you it is getting a little bit rich in terms of valuation right now, which for me limits that upside. Not saying Wall Street can't get ridiculous, but to me, it definitely limits that upside in the short term. But for long term, it's just, I don't know, this to me is not, there's a long runway there for this stock, and there's a lot of upside long-term for this stock. They're executing wonderfully. The product is extremely sticky, and people are finally coming around to the stock. At the same exact time, the sales team is basically ramped up and going full force. The management team seems locked in. Alex has knocked off a lot of his rough edges and has definitely, I won't say embraced Wall Street because I think he still hates those guys, but he's absolutely knocked off a lot of the rough stuff. He's much more polished, and it comes across as more confident. And more importantly, large institutional investors are starting to buy in as well to what they're doing. And remember, if you want to see all those buys in real time and every buy I make in the future, my complete watch list with price targets, you want to take advantage of the free coaching that we have or the new stock course, or just be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there, make sure you check out the pinned comment for my group where the sale is going on right now. And you don't want to miss out, guys. You jump on our live Q&As. You literally can talk to me anytime you want. I absolutely answer every single DM that I get. There's just so much going on in the group, so many smart people in the group, more importantly, helping out everybody, develop a plan, understand how to do evaluation, understand when to execute, get rid of the fear, all those sort of things like that. Make sure you check out the pinned comment, see if a membership's right for you. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market, and click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.